Yo, what's up everybody? It's Three Wheel Khalil. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to change out that stock horn for something a little louder, a little bit more aggressive, and that is going to be the Denali SoundBomb Mini. I'm sure you've heard about that before on various motorcycles or on a Ryker, maybe on the forums or on YouTube. So I'm going to show you guys how to change that out. Stick with me. Let's get right into it. So in the box here, we have the actual horn, the Denali SoundBomb Mini. If you look at it, you can see that it's more of a traditional design. The trumpet, as they call it, faces downward when it is installed. It's a lot bigger than the stock horn. In the rest of the box, we have some paperwork and the bracket that it comes with. I'm going to try and reuse the stock bracket, but let's get right into it and let's take off the normal horn. First things first, you're going to need to take off the Ryker's hood panel. After you have that taken off, grab out your socket set and figure out which socket is necessary for you to remove the Ryker's horn bracket from the Ryker body. I found that the 1/2 inch socket worked perfectly for me, but I don't know if that applies to all models. I would assume so. Now, once you've got that all mounted up, go ahead and remove the connections from the horn to the Ryker's electrical system. Once you remove those connections, just find a nice little place to tuck them out of the way and grab a set of pliers to hold the nut while you loosen the bolt. The bolt is fairly long, so it may take a little while to get it fully loosened up. And with the Ryker's limited engine space, it can be a slight pain, but all in all, it's pretty easy. I test to see if I can loosen it with my hand, and because I can't, I'm just going to go ahead and quickly loosen this up. As you can see, you definitely need the pliers to hold that nut in place, but once it's fully loosened, it comes off quite easily, and you can remove the whole bracket in one sweep. So the final goal here is to get this little nut removed from the bolt. And once it is removed, the horn assembly is completely free. So I'm just going to take this back to my workbench and remove the bracket. With the two horns next to each other, you can see some of the differences. The SoundBomb has connectors that go upward, while the original horn has connectors that go outward. Now, what I want to do is move over this bracket from this one to the new horn. Just need to remove that nut and reapply it over there. It seems a little sturdier than the one that came with the SoundBomb Mini. Now, the connectors aren't the only difference. Obviously, you can tell that this is a much bigger horn than the stock horn. So none of the sockets I had seemed to fit the nut that was on the horn assembly. So I grabbed out this 3/8 inch spline socket. While it gripped the nut, I still was not able to get the horn assembly free from the bracket. So I took the new horn bracket that I received with the SoundBomb Mini and decided to go with that instead. The nut seems to be about the same size, so I used the 10mm 3/8 inch socket again to tighten it up in the orientation necessary for the trumpet to fire downward as listed in the instructions. Now we just need to get this mounted back up, which is a pretty simple task. Goes the same way that you remove the other one, which just you install the bolt and you tighten on the nut behind it. Grab out your pliers and socket and go to town on tightening that bolt down. Once everything's pretty much mounted in place, Just ensure that it is lined up in the exact orientation that you want, and then tighten down to full torque. At this point, you need to reconnect the horn into the electrical system. I was a little concerned because I did not see the positive and negative, so I wanted to be careful. Checked the manual and saw that there is no polarity to the terminals of the SoundBomb Mini, so there's nothing to worry about there. Go ahead and reconnect the terminals. I recommend doing this in the shortest way possible so that the runs are as short as possible. With everything secured in place, I'm going to grab the hood and do a test fit just to make sure that we don't have any clearance issues with the new horn installed. I have seen other reviews that said you needed to bend the bracket a little bit to get everything to fit properly. So far, I don't think that's a problem. Everything seems to fit perfectly fine. The horn is right up under the hood, but doesn't seem to really be like pressing against it, so I don't think it's going to cause any problems here. Now, let's get to the fun part. Let's wake up the neighbors and let's do a little test. I recorded the sound of the old horn, and I'm going to take off the hood so that you guys can hear the new horn in the sound test. Fitment looks really good. It's right up under that hood, but I don't see any issues with it rubbing or anything like that. So I think it's good where it is. This has been my installation of the Denali SoundBomb Mini. I think it's a big upgrade over the factory horn, which is a low profile, more of a squeaky horn. The Denali SoundBomb Mini is more of that low, rumble that you want to hear to get people out of the way. So I appreciate you guys watching. I've been Three Wheel Khalil. I'd love to know in the comments what projects you guys are taking on during this self-isolation period. Hopefully over the next few weeks, I'll have some time to do a little the odds and ends that I wanted to do to my bike for a while, but I've been enjoying riding a little too much. Appreciate you guys watching. Take a moment to comment, subscribe, and remember, life's more fun on three wheels. Peace.